pleasure to have an interview with you. You've got a new name, a new profession, Mahima, come into cinema. How does it feel? Are you used to it?
It takes a while to get used to a name, but I think all women do. I mean, first they start off as Rita, and then Rita Mehta, and then they get married and they become Rita Singh, and they get used to being called Mrs. Singh. So in the same way, I got very used to being called Mahima, and I reacted to it. In the beginning it was a little funny, but then it's okay. I had two names before also. At home I'm called Nishu, in school I was called Ritu. From Rita Chaudhry, my friends started calling me Chow. I was called Chow my entire school life. And then I came into modeling and nobody called me Ritu, they called me Ritz. So it was one of my name changes. Now with all the Khans doing so well, I'll change my surname, become Mahima Khan. The luck might just rub over.
Changing a name is like getting married. You know, married to cinema. How do you like the process?
No, like I change of cinema was not like I shifted from being a doctor to being a comedian on stage. Not that big a difference. I was modeling in front of the camera and maybe saying lesser dialogues, and now I was doing films where I was saying more dialogues in Hindi and I was dancing around and emoting. So it was not such a big switch, so I didn't feel too much of a difference. Yeah.
A dream debut with a very successful filmmaker.
Yes.
Did you feel lucky? How was it?
Yeah, I felt very blessed when I got it. And it takes a while for good things in my life to settle down in my head. So for quite a while I didn't mention it to anyone that I was doing a film, because I thought, you know, it's too good to be true, and anything that's too good to be true isn't true. So after a while people came to know this rumor that you're doing Pardes, and is it, you know, true and all? I said, yeah, actually it's true. You didn't tell us, and all. It was like that. I told my parents, of course, and family, but I said don't tell anybody else and all. So even now, when anything good happens, I keep a little hush-hush, you know. That's why the good news never gets to people.
Is there any good news that we should?
Yeah, the only good news I'm going to tell you is that my next film is ready for release, and it's very hot. We called it Daag, the fire, also because it's so hot. And everybody's done a great job. I love the music, which is already out, and very good music. Very, very good music. I like one Bhangra number, which is Pyar Hame Pyar Tum Kitna Karte Ho. I thought the words were so beautiful. The wife is singing to the husband. She's not taking his name. She just calls him Pyar. And she says, Pyar Hame Pyar Tum Kitna Karte Ho. Yaar Mere Yaar Hum Pe Kitna Marte Ho. I like that. I like all the songs, of course, but I like that one particularly.
How has it been working with Sanjay Dutt and Rocky on this film? How are they as co-stars?
In terms of mannerisms, they're very gentlemanly, so they're very nice. They pull up a chair for you, and they're very nice in terms of that. But professionally, both very talented, dedicated. And I had worked with Sanju, as in I had done a stage, you know, we did this tour of America, Canada, UK, so I'd gone on a show with him where I performed with him on stage. So I already had that pleasure, so this is second pleasure working with him. And with Rocky also. Rocky's one of the newer people. He's been around for 2-3 years only. So you relate a little bit more in terms of, you know, this is my second film. So from being an amateur to a professional, there's a progression in me. So he's almost getting there type. So you share that little thing. And
Films call for dramatics. They sometimes ask you to be a little loud. Is that difficult for you coming from a background in modeling where you are mostly toned down or, you know, more subtle?
yeah. See, cinema is not what you're feeling all the time, which is what I realized. I may be feeling very sad and you hide your feelings. Sometimes it's good when you hide it from the camera and camera still captures it. That's beautiful. But sometimes you need to like show a little louder than thing. Initially it's very uncomfortable because you're not loud with your emotions also. I mean, even at home, when you cry, I lock the door. And when you're angry, you don't answer back, you know. There you are made to answer back your parents, and you know, you slap someone just like that. It's like, I'll go ahead and slap, yeah, and just like that. So these kind of things, hesitation is there in the beginning, but then you get used to it.
One thing about your character, Ganga in Pardes, you were a modern city girl, advertising. How did you relate to this traditional women that you were portraying?
I have travelled a lot. I've been to UP, I've been to Punjab. I know how girls are there, more or less, how they talk, how they function, what kind of lifestyle they lead. So they're just slightly easier. So I know there are so many Gangas there who are like that, whose only dream after graduation is to marry somebody decent, and it's through photographs they select. So I related to those things because in maybe not in my immediate family, but in my family's family, somebody has gone through that selection. You've heard stories of your mom and dad, how they selected, uncle selected auntie through just a picture and got married, and how she went. And they sometimes they even narrate their stories and enact it out. ऐसे किया मैंने ऐसे किया. So वो सब somewhere is there in the head. Maybe if they said about some Santhalis living somewhere or some African tribe who go when they see a guy, that would be very difficult for me because maybe I haven't seen. I'd have to see videotapes and say, oh, this is how they behave, and gods must be crazy when they look at a god bottle and they go, oh, what is this types. So it was something I had seen. It was there at the back of my mind. So accordingly, I did it.
What is your character in Daag all about? Here you are playing a double role so early in your career.
I don't know. That's why I never say I'm playing double role so early in my career. I say I'm playing two characters. I've been given two characters to play. One is Kajal. She's a wife, and the only similarity between them is probably the fact that they resemble. And because I'm playing, so they resemble terribly. They say 7 people are there who look alike in the world. There's 7 like you, there's 7 like me. So in the film, we've just shown 2. We haven't bothered to worry about the other 5. We find 2 people who look alike, and this is part of the story. It's not the only story that दो शरीरों की शक्ल मिलती है फिर क्या होता है. It's part of the story. और उनकी शक्ल मिलती है और उनका थोड़ा दिल मिलता है. That is the only similarity. Since they've been brought up in 2 different places, cultures, so there's a lot of difference in their whatever style of, it could be talking, eating, anything, There's a lot of style difference.
First 2 filmmakers you worked with, Subhash and Rajkamal, how has it been? What differences do you see in their style?
Similarity, I'll tell you first, is they're both very involved in all the fields. It could be music, it could be costumes, it could be anything. They're involved in most of the fields of filmmaking, not just coming to the sets and saying action. That is their similarity. Difference could be, or I'll just say this one does this and this one does that. I'll just give you 5 major points. Raji is, he shoots very fast. Like, I have quite a lot to do in the film, and I don't remember shooting for this film for more than 25-30 days, 35 days at the max. And from morning 9 to night 9, he just finishes off very fast, and there's no time wasted, and he's just so sure of what he wants to do, and very quickly he does it with okay, this is not available, we'll make do with this, and he'll somehow do something, and there is never ki oh sahab uski problem ho gayi. No, everything is done very fast. And very disciplined, of course. He comes, he calls you at 9, he'll be there at 8:30 himself. So you're sure that it's going to take off. There's no uncertainties involved. And so he understands some of the, sometimes I feel he knows so much more than I expected him to know. Like one of the characters I was playing, he just narrated it quite well. Sometimes he shows it, and sometimes he loses patience also. Which all of them do, I think, sometimes. And if the sun's going down and somebody didn't play the music on time, or the fan didn't come on time, so that's it.
Do you believe you're a good actress?
No, I would like to believe. I would really like to believe. It came as quite a shock when my first film was. I was nominated as one of the best actresses. That came as quite a surprise, but I love surprises that are pleasant, so I took it very well. So now, when people say that, now nobody says that I can't. I would like to think I can. Don't make me doubt.
Last question, your favorite pastime, what do you like?
Sitting at home, I swear. I bring in all my New Year's doing that. And just sitting at home, you just need one big incentive, apart from work, of course, which I am very excited about and go. Anything, you just need a lot of incentive to pull, get me out of the house. Like it has to be something major. Like if people say, let's go and see that movie. Oh yeah, but isn't it available on LD? No, it hasn't come yet. Oh, then I have to go and watch it there. So it's like that, It just really pull me out.